Next guest is the president of Farsight Homes, Bob Chickedanz.
Thank you. First off, bit of a correction. I was introduced as a president of Farsight Homes. I'm a partner. It's a family business. Actually, my brother, Rick, is the president, so I don't want to take credit for credit isn't due. So happy to be here for sure. Peter and the directors of the Wasaga Beach Ratepayers group, thanks for extending the invitation, and as I said, great to be here. So a little bit about Farsight Homes. The name Farsight is not, so long-standing. It's been in place since the year 2000, but we're a family business, and a family business that started back in 1951 by my father and three of my uncles under the name Chickedanz Brothers Limited. And since that point in time, the business has grown. We're very proud of our accomplishments. It continues under that name, particularly in terms of legacy projects, being in the rental housing business and commercial business as well. But back in the year 2000, when Farsight started, my brother Rick and I, under my brother's leadership, we started to continue the home building and land development legacy under Farsight Homes. So that brings us today and brings us to Wasaga Beach, which we're really excited to be here. In addition to sort of my introductions here, I wanted to also shout out to my recent new colleague, Joe Vaquero, has joined me to strengthen our bench here. He's going to be my right-hand man, day 2 on the job, Joe. So welcome to our organization. So a little bit about Farsight, just as a brief overview. As I mentioned, I grew up in the business, and we believe strongly in our reputation in this business. We've taken also a strong leadership position in the overall residential construction industry as well, because it's important to give back to our industry and the community. I'm a past president of the Simcoe County Home Builders Association. And Joe, is one of his former positions was CEO of the Ontario Home Builders Association. I was there as colleagues with Joe as president of that association during the COVID times for 3 years. And we believe in strong industry and strong ethics, and making sure that our industry is professional and leads the way. Above that, Farsight is known as Above Code Builder. We're an Energy Star builder. We're a certified net zero builder. We believe strongly in energy efficient housing and resiliency. And at this time, we are embarking on building in another community a demonstration house that highlights energy efficiency and resiliency as well. So enough about ourselves. Let's get on to our project on the east side of Wasaga Beach. We're neighbors with the town of Wasaga Beach, the current community center, the Twin Pad Ice Arena there. So here's a bit of an overview of the site, and I'll just run through it very quickly. I know it's hard to orient. The road should be going east-west along the bottom, but I didn't create this slide, but that's River Road West. At the very top, kind of cut off, is the Twin Pad Arena and the library, and then our site begins there. And the site is about 120 acres in size, and is broken down this way, roughly. At the top, there's 14 acres of the community hub site, and I'll give you some more comments on that in a moment. In general, there's a lot of green that you see there. There is 50 acres of open space, green space to be preserved, and backdrop or the canvas for walking trails, community trails through there. About 5 acres of stormwater management ponds to manage and clean the stormwater. And so just as an overview, 42% of this site is green space. 60% of this site is uses, green space or community uses that's non-residential housing. So while it might seem dense, really overall density is quite low in the order of 5 units to the acre. The plan is approved, has 540 townhouse units, freehold townhouse units. There's 103 single-family units for a total of 643 units. And then finally 3.5 acres of commercial, that white area that faces on River Road, just between the community hub and the water tower. So let me speak, next slide. Let me speak about the community hub. First, some facts and figures, and then I have to, in all fairness, tell a little story about that. The community hub is a K-12, not just a high school, K-12 Simcoe Muskoka Catholic District School Board school. I will say that, well, maybe I'll save that comment to my additional monologue. It has a child care center planned there, post-secondary education training planned and programmed there as well, with Lakehead University and Canadora College. A Wasaga Beach Community Theater. And finally, a track and field facility with outdoor space flexible to accommodate outdoor events. So really great community hub. I'm not a planner, but I don't have to be convinced that's the definition of a community hub. So in all fairness, I have to tell this story because while we're enthusiastic to support this community hub in partnership with the town of Wasaga Beach and the school board, this really wasn't Farsight's idea. In fact, it was a leadership from Mayor Smith and this council that put the seed or planted the seed to make this happen. And I have to say, you know, in all fairness, I'm from the Stouffville area, so I guess I'm an out-of-towner. I didn't realize how long a period it's been that Wasaga Beach has wanted and hasn't achieved the goal of a high school in town. And again, it's through the mayor and the leadership of this council that really asked the question, or posed the question to me, is like, we want to achieve this goal. My response is, how can my family help the town? How can we contribute? How can we make this happen? And this started a discussion that lit the fire, and we moved very quickly, where I'm happy to report that not only is, as mentioned before by Matthew, is that there's provincial funding approved and plans approved. The trailer for the contractor who's going to be building the school just recently moved on site, and they're starting construction virtually tomorrow. As I said, I grew up in the industry, and I'm grateful with everything it's provided me. I've been in it a long time. I've never had the situation where we've had such level of cooperation to the single goal. And it is not only the town, the school board, and yeah, we helped out a little bit, but even the province got on board to make this happen. And strange enough, and people think it's like kind of nuts, we did this all with a handshake. We didn't have signed legal agreements. And if there's a will to get things done and move the community forward, It takes, yes, leadership and working together. And I feel our family is so blessed to be in that position to move forward. So, it's happening. It's not hearsay, it's not talk. It's happening. Let's get the doors open as soon as possible.
Yes.
So finally, I just want to share with you kind of what we're proposing to build. We're working very hard, again, with our partners in the town, if I can say so, to get some approvals in place. Our goal is to have housing units for sale this fall and move forward in unison. The school is finished. We want families and individuals to be living there that can live in this beautiful neighborhood. So I'm going to turn now to, and this hasn't been really shared beyond, our internal Farsight team. So this is the first glimpse of kind of what we're looking at planning to do. The first phase is about 180 townhouse units, and maybe if you can turn to the next slide. They're basically rear lane townhouse units where the whole front has no garages, faces a major street, and the garage is in or back. So this is kind of the idea that we have going. Maybe next slide, I'm going to run through this very quickly. These are back-to-back townhouses, so this would essentially be what one would say is like starter homes, smaller units, but giving young families, as Matthew mentioned, the opportunity to get a toehold in the housing ladder, to build some equity and raise a family. And then finally, these are sort of more traditional townhouses where you'd have the traditional backyard, and this is what the front would look like. So again, this gives us a glimpse of what we're planning to do, something that is looks good, fits into the community, and do, as I said, as our history has shown, is do a great job. And then the final slide to say, really from our family to you, your friends and colleagues, it's an honor and privilege to be part of this community and continue to do so. Thank you for your time and happy to answer any questions.
Wonderful.